the dollar dances on our asses!
So, hello, welcome to the Anxious and Angry podcast. I'm your co-host, Lindsay.
That lady is not mega.
Getting right into it.
So there's like, with a lot of these podcasts, you're supposed to have structures. And I thought that was really funny to just think at, what are we at, episode 422 of these things? And it's like,
yeah,
holy shit, some people like have someone structuring things.
It's incredible. Not us. We're loose cannons.
Nah, fuck that. I think that would only cause damage.
Oh yeah, for sure. We can't structure anything.
We're
rebels, man.
So your boy is a diddler now, huh?
My boy, I assume you're talking about Graham.
Yeah. So I was talking to Ben Roy. Ben Roy is from Maine.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I think we might have to possibly start accepting the fact that Graham Platner is a bro.
Yeah, dude. I think so. We tried really hard.
Yeah, I think he's a bro.
To accept this guy as a non-diddler, non-Nazi, non-bro. And
it's the problem is that I agree with his politics. Like
I know
a lot of people like that, but then you get on a personal level. Now, mind you, and I wanted to talk about this with you because, in this case, you're essentially my black friend, as people would say when I'm about to say.
Yikes. I hope whatever you are about to say is very cool and very not uncool.
No. But that is something I'd like to reference is, or you're my gay friend in this, like in these cases where you say something disparaging or something kind of on the fence, but no, I'm not, I ain't prejudiced.
I wish I was.
Do you find it slightly, and this is because you're a woman, this is why I'm saying this, like those dumb references. It's like, I know a woman.
My mom's a woman.
Yeah. Do you think it's slightly curious, we'll say, that all of this came out a week before, like, everything's finalized?
I mean, you have to be a little bit in denial to act like the timing isn't
peculiar.
However,
right.
I would imagine there's probably things going on behind the scenes that we weren't aware of. Maybe there was discussions behind the scenes about how to keep the story quiet. Maybe she was going back and forth with a legal team. Like there could be any number of reasons.
You're right. And like it's one of those fucking things. And to be fair, I did think this to be a little odd for when Trump shit would come out about Trump too.
Oh yeah, like
if
it's
you don't
for across the board.
There's like operatives trying to plan this shit and sabotage things constantly. I mean,
definitely.
But I was digging around like, okay, what happened? What, in case anyone doesn't know, a Democratic hopeful who like spoke about very unifying good things was accused of sexual assault by an ex-girlfriend, right? So
I think she straight up said rape, right?
I mean, that's what sexual assault is.
I don't know. I don't want to be accused of like being.
You can't say rape on TikTok. It's grape.
Oh yeah, that's right. Graham Platner was accused of graping.
Of grape. Yeah. And
Yes.
not to
God,
joke about
TikTok's so
this because
stupid.
I'm not,
No.
it's fucking ridiculous how dumb all that shit is. Anyway, so I was just trying, I was like, all right, what's the story here? And her story sounds pretty goddamn legit, you know?
Yeah, it sounds very like straightforward,
And
doesn't sound
her
crazy. Yeah.
reason for not wanting to come out is, she agrees with him politically and she didn't want to be viewed as that. But it, especially when you just accept the fact that he's a bro.
He's just a bro,
This is
man.
kind of
Like,
what bros do.
yeah, no offense to bros out there who listen, all two of you, but like it it's like we were able to I think that when we were talking about the tattoo stuff, that was a good discussion because there was the talk of like how Democrats always need like the quote perfect candidate.
Right.
And we're Democrats and the Democratic Party are so quick to dismiss candidates who
Have
just
done
don't
one tiny thing wrong,
one
right?
thing wrong, right? And you can certainly say you wouldn't vote for somebody who has whatever the tattoo ended up being. I don't remember.
It was some Nazi thing. He still swears he didn't know what it was. Who gets tattoos that they don't know what they mean?
Yeah.
First off, that's bullshit. Second off, if you did believe in have Nazi ideals or like for some reason found some sort of solace in that, like just admit it and fucking be like, yeah, but I fucking grew up and I moved
Right.
on. You know what I mean? Don't just, holy shit, a ring light. Anyway, sorry, I found a ring light.
But and I think that goes back to like what we talk about with like cancel culture. And oh my God, you look so good with that ring light on. It's the tiniest ring light. With cancel culture, because we talked about how, okay, I can't have this very serious conversation with you while you're making that face at me in your ring light.
All right, I'll shut the ring light off.
He looks like an influencer. You look 10 years younger.
Oh shit,
and
it
your
has
skin,
different levels. Look at this.
Don't do that one.
That
one's good.
Harsh.
That one's good. No, that's a good one. Not that one. This is great content for years.
That's real warm, actually. Anyway, all right.
But we talked about how, people quote unquote cancel people, and then what comes next? Because if that person atones for whatever their, misdeeds were,
isn't that what we're looking for, right?
Exactly. Don't we want people to change? If we don't, what's the point of even having a conversation with anyone? So I feel like we got past that, and some of us, not everybody, some of us accepted him as a reformed bro, I guess, is what we thought.
Yeah, he was an RB, definitely.
He was definitely an RB. Turns out not an RB. Turns out still a LB, a legit bro. Yeah, because then this ex came out, and I get it, what she said about like she agrees with him. It sucks when good people, or people who have good ideas, maybe I should say, do something so horrendous that you have to think like, okay, it's like on the one hand, it would be good for whatever, the government, if somebody like this was in power. But then on the other hand, would it be good for people if somebody like that was in power? Because if somebody like that,
all of them are like that. Look at the Republican side, who's in charge. Those are the people where if they would be accused of this, they'd be like, hell yeah. And everyone
I know,
like,
and
fuck yeah.
And it's so crazy, like how like MAGA and Republican people, the first thing they always say is like, oh, if it was a Democrat, you wouldn't care. And it's like, no, we do care. We take it very seriously. And I don't want him running. I think he should absolutely, whether it be if he wants to admit it or not, or if they can go to court, or, and whatever has to happen to him, I think should happen to him. I don't think he should be in a position of power if there is even the slightest hint that this is legit, which I think it is. No, he absolutely should not be in power. He should absolutely not run for office. He should absolutely have to, I don't want to say pay. That sounds like we're going to kill him, but like he should have to
atone. You said
atone, and like
the thing is like, fuck, man. How do you as someone who's running for office, your entire, can you imagine if I ran for office?
Jeez, you would never get that far.
No. Like day 2, they'd be like, look at this asshole's dick. That was from 2 weeks ago. Anyway,
don't know.
like, point being is he had to have known all this shit.
I mean, that's the
What
thing.
are you wasting everyone's time for? If you're a drunk bro with Nazi tattoos who goes around graping,
Yeah, exactly.
God
It's
damn, man.
it's so weird and it's so frustrating, and it's why you never, at least people who aren't like so obsessed with a politician like somebody like Trump, it's why you can't hold these people on any sort of pedestal whatsoever. Like every time I see Mamdani doing something awesome, I get that little bit of like, I fucking love this guy. And I have to like pull myself back and be like, he's a politician. He's in charge of the city. He's doing a job. I think he's doing a great job. I think he seems like a great guy, but I also don't want to set myself up for like absolute disappointment if something were to come
Ever since he
out.
jumped in that pool, I've kind of lost.
Dude, that was so fucking wild. Jesus Christ. It's like they say, like, don't meet your heroes, don't meet your idols, because they usually disappoint you. And, I didn't have a lot of like stake in this guy. But I liked that he was.
You and I both enjoyed, we're like, wow, he talks like us. And we like that. That's what the dipshits love about Trump, right?
Exactly.
He just says, yeah, has no filter. And it's like, this guy has a filter, and the things that he says are very intelligent. And he's also like a working man. And it just pisses me off. But
of course, it sucks. And it's, I mean, I feel so like sad for this woman who had to.
So here's the deal. How do you deal with this? This is like a different topic, but the same topic altogether. What do you do when someone accuses someone of sexual assault, but it's not proven, right? Like, I know there's believe all women, but sometimes that's wrong. So what's the right move for say this to people listening? Like, I think everything should be taken very, very seriously, which basically kind of just puts you on, and tell me if I'm wrong here, but like, I believe it until he can prove to me that it didn't happen, which sounds sort of difficult.
Yeah, and I think like we should preface this conversation by saying like we're just a couple of dipshits just talking out loud with our friends here. Like
dumb bitch badge.
Straight up. So take dumb bitch, whatever dumb bitch says, with a grain of salt. But I think it's something a lot of people work through with, either just like internally with themselves or with their group of friends, just not on a podcast. But I do think, yes, first and foremost, believe all accusers. I don't even want to say believe all women, but believe all accusers. If somebody says this person sexually assaulted me, raped me, whatever, like there's no reason for you to just off the bat not believe that person.
Yeah,
unless it's something
not
crazy.
Like the third thing you bring up if you're going out to dinner with the accused or something. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, hey, what's going on here? I need to know.
So,
and something about all politicians and kind of anyone saying like, this is just categorically false. Like,
no.
Is it?
Because by saying categorically false, what you are saying is that there is no world in which this could possibly be true.
Which
You're
is
not
crazy
saying
because he's a bro. We keep going back to this. So
he is a bro. But like to me, when someone says categorically false, that means you can prove to me that the date, the time that this person said this thing happened, you were halfway across the world. Right. You weren't even in the same time zone as this person. Other than that, I just don't feel like you can say categorically false, because if if his version of what happened is different than what her version is, you can't say that's categorically false, because perception is reality. And if her reality is that he raped her, sorry,
You can say
that's
that
her
on the
reality.
podcast here.
Okay. Well, that's her reality, and you can't say that's categorically false. So my first and foremost, whenever I hear anybody say that, the first thing I think is, great, you can prove to me that you were on a different continent than this person when they're saying this happened. And then, assuming that's not the case, assuming that these people were somewhere together, knew each other in the same room, whatever, I think that it's up, and it does, it's like, on the one hand, innocent, our whole thing is innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
That's our court of law. But on the other hand, you don't want to say that about, if someone were to come to me and say, this person, sexually assaulted me, I wouldn't be like,
we got to let the courts find out.
Prove he did it. He's innocent until you prove that he's not. Like, so it is difficult to kind of like parse that in your head, because it goes against everything that we're taught as far as
it's an incredibly difficult thing
system
to talk about too. Like we're doing right now. This is generally a you and me conversation, and I've gotten kind of dragged before, but I kind of learned a little bit though, when I was just like, well, I mean, shouldn't we wait and see?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When
Yeah.
I understand why that is a problem. And
For sure.
And now that's why I'm asking you, how do you deal with it? I've talked to Renee about this too, and she's also not like, you can't just and it's from people that we know personally, who are just like, that didn't happen. I know for a fact that didn't happen, and this person's clout chasing. And
there's always that.
It sucks, because they're fucking it up for actual people who have gone through this.
I mean, and that's the thing. I think that the thing that everybody just has to try to remember is that at the end of the day, accusing somebody of something like that, especially somebody in a position of power, usually the accuser doesn't end up like better off for it. Usually they're dragged through the mud. Their whole life is turned upside down. They have to prove, like, the fact that he was her ex-boyfriend is rough for her, because how often do you hear like, oh, well, we had sex that night, but like we were dating, as if that like is a blanket, like, okay for like consent. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, and like she said, if she believes in, if she agrees with the things he says, that's another reason for her to be like, oh, fuck, what do I do? And like, there have been things that like, I've like, I don't know, you see things that on the internet all the time. We're always on the internet. We're always seeing dumb shit that people are saying. And sometimes it's true and sometimes it's not. But I think as an overall blanket statement, the person who is accusing somebody never comes out on top. Usually they have to deal with a lot of scrutiny that they don't deserve. And yes, there are plenty of times where, stories don't match, or maybe it's a little of this, or maybe a little of that, or it's just somebody talking shit. And that sucks. But I don't know. At the end of the day, it's like, I just think you believe her, and then we see what happens. It's like,
it just, again, from
sucks.
The history of what we know about people who struggle with alcohol and making terrible decisions or blacking out, it's hard not to believe, I guess. Yeah,
for sure. And alcohol is, I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of people listening who have blacked out and done really bad shit that they regret, or have been on the other side of it. Like, there are some of like what we would consider like great people. I'll give an example. This is a very mild example, but there is somebody who plays in a band whose their whole thing is like how good, like they're good people, you know, similar to like Anti-Flag, let's say. I mean, that's a great example, is like just insane, all the things he spoke for, but then like the kind of person he was. This is a little bit different. This is not nearly as awful, but like person in a band, this band is revered by people for being like real stand-up guys. And one time, I don't think I've ever told you this, and again, very mild. This is not like an admission of anything terrible happening, but we were on tour in Europe, and one of the dudes in this band, who's supposed to be like a great fucking stand-up guy, I was sitting in the van, and he got in the van with me and would not leave, no matter how many times I told him to leave. And he kept trying to like touch my feet and stuff and like take my shoes off. It was so weird. And I guarantee you, he does not remember that. He was blackout drunk. I guarantee you he'd be like super embarrassed. And like, I've never really said anything because I don't know, it was just kind of a weird thing. I was also like much younger, but alcohol will fucking change you as a person.
Was that in Belgium?
I don't remember where it was. It was I will tell you this. It was the show we played with, I want to say Ignite, maybe. Do you remember that?
Civ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember being like, yo, get him out of our van.
Okay. And I
do remember that.
It wasn't the singer of Civ, I want to say. No. But yes, that was that night.
Yeah, and like so I do remember that, and I did. I was like, God damn, get this fucking guy out of here.
Yeah, and it's like, they did, and it was fine, and it like, and that's like happened with like one time we were at Fest, and this other fucking dude who I don't think anybody thinks is like a stand-up guy, but was just so blackout drunk, and he also wouldn't leave me alone, and he was like sitting in our merch boxes and like trying to like put his arm around me, and he had to be like taken out of the venue. And like these are everybody's friends. These are people who love, like, who are in bands that you guys love. And I'm not saying they're bad people, but like anybody can do anything.
Anybody can do anything, especially when their inhibitions are fucked. Like,
exactly,
where they're having a good time, they could do no wrong, you know. And that's usually when the most wrong is done. To be honest,
exactly. And again, not at all to compare what story with.
But I get what you're saying. Like,
it's just like it changes everything.
Any number of those situations could have gone a different way, you know.
Totally. So
that's how it starts. So that's the problem, is like, from being around that type of shit, and, you know, thinking you're just having a good time, and, you know, this is why I'm glad I don't fucking party like I used to. And a lot of it is because of that. I'm like, I do not enjoy the feeling of not knowing what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel that way.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you get older. And it's just sort of fucking sad and pathetic when people act like that as adults, you know?
Totally. I think when you're younger, there's a sense of like, I mean, maybe I'm not one to speak to this because I've never drank, but one of the reasons I never drank was because I never wanted to feel like I didn't have control.
Right.
And I think based on like, you know, people I've hung out with, friends, whatever, it seems like when you're younger, that sense of no control is like more exciting. But then as you get older, maybe you just can process like the consequences a little bit more or something. I don't know. But
I think a lot of this in this world, there's like a lot of people with like severe like social anxiety, right?
For sure.
So they're afraid to like be social and be them, or like not be themselves, but like be a version of themselves that's fun, and like I want people to like hang out and party, and
definitely
so they don't know how to control that, because you're out of control. You're absolutely out of control. So I get it, and a lot of people that are involved in this shit have mental issues, like myself. And dude, I've never like, you know, assaulted anyone, but like definitely I've been like, oh my God, what a creepy thing to do. Like, on accident, you know?
Yeah.
So, and that's one of the reasons why I've just sort of, I don't fucking like pound 15 shots and like, I don't know.
I can't remember the last time you were like out of control, like drunk. It's been a really long time.
The other problem with like alcohol is not just that's like just a growing up thing, but like I get so extra severely depressed when I drink. So like
Yeah, I can imagine.
it's not even a matter of like, oh, I'm gonna be a lunatic. It's like I'll need to institutionalize myself like when this goes away because that's how bad it gets.
Yeah,
Anyway, yeah, so there that shit happens. I do think it seems credible, and it sucks being like the party with some sort of moral compass.
I know, it's so annoying.
I wish we could be the party of diddlers.
Right? Imagine, because
Use
like,
that for your fucking little quote.
I'm putting that on TikTok. Because like, what was his name? Al Franken,
I remember
who,
that. I was gonna bring that up. Who like did the honk honk to a soldier?
yeah.
That's what he.
And then he was like, I'll never be in politics again. I need to like get my shit together. And I feel like he was one of the first ones who was like really, like, it was really in the news of like he did something wrong, like he's getting canceled. He was like one of the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
cases of like being canceled. And I mean, good for him. He was like, you're right. If I can't, I need to like, I don't know, I need to not be in power, not be in public, not be on TV for a while. And like I feel bad because he clearly was remorseful of that and
Totally.
probably would have done a lot more good for was he Minnesota?
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably would have done a lot more good for the state, for the country. He seems like a pretty, don't cancel me if he's done other crazy shit that I just don't know about. I don't think he has, but I think he would have done a lot. It sucks that that was taken so far with him, and yet look who our president is. So, fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's just stupid. We'll see what happens, I guess. That's the bummer of it.
Has he addressed it at all yet? I haven't been on the
Yeah,
really.
he just released that statement, which didn't sound like it came from him.
Yeah, I haven't really been on the internet today, so I
Which,
haven't
yeah, I
seen.
haven't either. I save all my internet and for after dinner.
Yeah, I need my screen time where I rot on the couch after work.
I watched this entire fucking movie last night, and I rented it because I thought I was watching Passenger.
Okay.
Okay, are you fucking doing good? I'm not even mad at you. That's the craziest part about
That's
this.
so crazy that you're not mad at me. Listeners at home, this is the third or fourth time we've tried to finish recording this podcast. It's been a tough one, and I appreciate you not being mad at me. Ryan's got his ring light back.
Got the ring light going.
We do have, I know we had we started off pretty seriously. Do we want to pivot a little bit to something
Blah.
blah?
Blah. You were talking about how last night it's like, these horror movies that I didn't see in the theater. And it's like, oh, Passenger.
Oh, yeah.
And then I rent this movie called The Passenger, which is not the same picture. And it takes place in Minnesota. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't know this movie took place in Minnesota. So here I am watching this passenger. He's just a passenger the whole movie, no
He's
monster.
literally just a passenger.
Yeah. Would recommend.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Nah, it was fine. It's about a terrorist.
Very different than whatever Passenger is about, which I'm not
Well,
really sure what Passenger is about.
I did buy Passenger. Did you ever see it?
No, I thought it wasn't out yet to stream.
No, I bought it last night, so.
Oh shit. Well, maybe I should buy it.
I kind of watched it and kind of like played my guitar. So
I mean, it left theaters pretty quickly, so
I've read all the reviews are basically like, no, this movie sucks. The trailer is good. The movie sucks.
yeah, the trailer's really good.
So I don't know. I'll fuck with it one more time. It's about van life, so that's kind of interesting.
Okay.
What else?
For 4th of July, I watched the original oh my god. Voorhees. Why
Chantel.
Chantal Voorhees. Why can't I think of the name of the movie? What is wrong
Jason.
with me?
It's called Friday the 13th.
I don't know why I couldn't. About the camp.
Yeah, Friday the 13th.
Does it take place on Friday the 13th? The first one?
I think so. I
don't-
guess I don't know for sure.
I don't think it does. Anyway.
I mean, how could it not?
Yeah. Anyway, we
Or
watched that for 4th of
That
July.
movie might be over a series of dates.
I think it was.
Hold up.
Yeah,
You know
hold
what?
on.
You give me your review, because have you not seen that movie?
No, of course I've seen it. It's been a minute. But we were up in Catskill. Oh, we should talk about Catskill.
Oh yeah.
And the house that you sent me to see. But my best friends own a house up there, and we go up there for 4th of July. It poured rain most of the weekend, or it was 105 degrees. And at one point, we were watching the fireworks, and a gigantic storm blew through, and all of the power went out. And we watched the fireworks during a lightning storm under a tent, which is probably not ideal, but it was kind of sick.
That's sick, even though it's dangerous. Yes, the original Friday the 13th takes place on the day for which it was named.
There you go. I don't even remember them saying that in the movie.
I don't think they do. That movie is really good, and a lot of people don't like it because it doesn't have Jason.
You're absolutely correct. It does not have Jason.
Until the very end.
Yes.
He does make a brief appearance.
Yeah, that was weird. I kind of forgot. Like, it's been so long since I've seen that movie, and I've seen all this. Like, I've seen all the sequels, and you see all the, like the pop culture references, so you kind of forget what the original one is actually about. So it was a nice little.
So anyway, Lindsay was texting me, and I was like scream bitching about something, and it says where you're texting from. It said Catskill, New York, and I was like, whoa. There's a studio in Catskill, New York that has recorded one of my favorite records of all time. Now, the studio is called Old Soul, and it's actually in a house. So I was like, you gotta go find this house and take some pictures. It looks awesome, by the way. The best part is you know how that fucking Google AI bot just kind of lies to you?
Oh yeah, Google AI is the worst.
It's just like, what's the address of Old Soul Studios in Catskill, New York? And it says the address is kept confidential due to the owner wanting to keep it from being a well-known thing with all the equipment and all that. And I go, someone knows the address, just give it to me. And then it said 205 East Main Street. Like, actually just gave it to me.
Like, it got nervous because you yelled at it.
Well, every single time I was trying to get it to last night as I was watching The Passenger, I was trying to get it to admit that Mitch McConnell is a bad person.
And it wouldn't.
No. It said differing viewpoints, saying like, no, it's not a viewpoint. He's a bad person. It's like,
Straight up.
There's different outlooks. No outlooks.
Nope. Bad person. Straight up.
But anyway, so
we'll
yeah,
come back to that, but
that studio is very cool, and I'll use it for the picture. But it was just kind of odd that I was reading about that studio the night before, didn't know you were there.
Shut up, were you really?
Yeah, like randomly.
And the record that you like is The Way We Move.
Yeah, The Way We Move by Langhorne Slim and the Law.
Top
5 of all time best records.
I mean, absolutely incredible album.
Recorded in 4 days in Catskill, New York.
And they were saying, I was reading more about it. They were saying they did like kind of like a one take for most of those songs.
Yep.
But it's crazy because we've had this tradition of going up there for 4th of July, but also other times randomly. But during 4th of July, we always go, there's this place called Coney Island Ice Cream. It's Cone E Island, like ice cream cone. Just so
Does
you know.
the E stand for Eustace or Euphrem?
Cone Euphrem cream ice cream. And
it's like
literally
Charles cheese.
Yes, exactly. But where we were watching the fireworks the first night, where it was a thunderstorm, we were there at Coney Island Ice Cream, and you can see the house from Coney Island Ice Cream. So like all this time, I've just been there.
Where this history is taking place. Tears for Fears even recorded there. Which is pretty sick.
Great little town. You'd love it. Lots of cat
I
stuff
bet I would.
everywhere.
It looks awesome.
Yeah.
I had much more of a sad kind of 4th of July. So we were just sitting there kind of filling orders because I now have 24 open orders left
Oh my God.
out of the 2,000. So, you
It's
know,
impressive.
by the way, if you're one of the handful of people who still haven't written me back about which shirt you want when you took more than one, you greedy little bastard, um, you have until tomorrow,
Dun, dun, dun.
or I'm just gonna cancel it.
Oh,
Everybody else wrote me back, but I'm not
I've
gonna
seen
sit here and write you 3 goddamn times.
I've seen a lot of people posting and tagging wearing the shirts, so they've
Very
been
cool.
received. Yeah, very cool.
Um, anyway, so yeah, we were doing that, and an ambulance pulled up,
Oh no.
and then police pulled up, and the ambulance, like, ran into my neighbor's house with the defibrillator, and then just very slowly walked back outside.
No, did your neighbor die?
Yeah, and the family that lives there, like, just sort of slowly started walking out, like, crying and hugging each other, and, like, it was sad, man. Like,
Fuck, man.
he was he was, like, a really not friendly, which is
Okay,
I don't know, I get it,
that's fine.
but their whole family seems like they were very close. They're always over there all the time. He was 65 years old.
Oh, he's not that
Um,
old.
I know my story gets kind of more into that, but, like, watching the cops go in and take pictures, and, like, then the coroner pulls up, and it was just all, like, kind of unsettling.
Yeah, that
So
sucks.
very sad moment. Um, to, like, obviously watch anyone have to go through that. That fucking sucks. But then just to know, I was like, I found out, but because I was like, what's going on? We can't ask him. And, like, I found the 911 call, and it just said, uh, 65-year-old man, cold to the touch, not breathing. So,
Ugh.
um, I guess if you're talking about dying like that, it's good everyone was around, and
Yeah,
it's gotta be fucking shocking to that family, though,
I can't
because I don't
imagine.
it clearly not expecting it. Um,
Yeah, yeah, 65 is
and
still young.
we found his obituary, and the guy was like, he worked at the country radio station and, like, wrote articles, and we're like, "Oh." Says, like, the wake is this week, and they're like, they just want everyone to wear their wackiest Hawaiian shirt. I was like,
Oh.
"How is this guy, like, into or funny ties and wacky
Yeah.
Hawaiian shirts?" He was, like, so grumpy to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
The realtor, when we bought this place, they're like, "Be careful, that guy's been trying to get, uh, like, botch every sale by coming up and saying, 'You don't wanna buy that house.'" I think he wanted
Really?
one of his family members to have it or something, which
That's
might be
kinda
why
kick
he's
ass.
sort of, yeah, like in, like, Step Brothers, where they're, like, mowing the lawn in Nazi
Yeah.
uniforms and
Yeah.
shit. That's basically what this dude was doing. But,
Um,
so yeah, so we basically just sorta watched that, and I was like, "Man, 65 years old is only 20 years from now,"
yeah.
which is 20 years back. I mean, it's a lot of time. 20 years ago, hospitals came out. So I have that much more time till I'm 65, if I make it that long, you know what I mean? It's just crazy, like, this when you look at how fragile life is and your own mortality, which I'm obsessed with, always have been. It's just like, God, you don't have much time. And then I start to feel like I'm like, I gotta get some shit done. I gotta get
Yeah.
moving. And it's like, I've done so much shit.
You've done I mean,
Like,
we've both
more
lived
than enough.
lives more than most people, but I
But
understand what you're
I
saying.
don't feel like I've done what I need to do, which is crazy.
But I
I don't think I'll ever be
I was gonna
satisfied.
say, but
So
is the question but does anybody feel like they've done enough at the
I
end of the
don't think
day?
most people give a shit.
I don't know. I think most people don't give a shit until they're faced with their own mortality, and, like, everybody I think probably deals with like, for me, it was like, when you find out you have cancer, usually you don't find out how bad the cancer is. You just know you have cancer first, and then you go
Right.
through all the testing to find out. And like, I had an idea that it probably wasn't terrible because the lump I found was very small. I like found it before I was having any other side effects, but I mean, I'd always been, I'm always scared of dying, I would say. As a child, I would get scared and like cry about it, but when you find out something like that, you're like, "Oh, I have a disease that may or may not kill me." You are like faced with, "Have I wasted my life?" And I
Right.
haven't. I
No.
absolutely haven't, but you can't help but feel like, "Oh, I should have done more." And if I have more time, how am I going to fill that time? And so for a while, I was obsessed with like, okay, every day I have to be like doing something, making the most of it, which I think is fine to think about. But realistically, we live in a capitalist society. I have to just fucking go to work every day. Like, I can't be out there, living my life to the fullest potential, like traveling every day, meeting people, eating all the foods, seeing all the countries as much as I want to. So there
Well,
was a
and
time where I wanted that, but
that's where my life's different is I sort of pursued what I've always wanted to do since I was a little kid and made a career out of my dream, right? Like my
mhm,
dream to do this. And it's not exactly what I thought it was going to be, but I've done it. But I guess what that boiled down to from just all the neighbor dying and thinking about that is just like, I have got to make sure that I do not let anybody get in the way of what I'm trying to do, whatever that may be.
mhm,
I no longer have patience for anyone hindering what I know I can do. I
for
used to have
sure.
that, but like just dead set. People do not have the drive that I do. People do not understand what it takes to get that. And I do not have time for bullshit anymore. That's the thing that I've kind of taken away from it.
I think that's
And
great.
I'm fully aware of how hard things are and the amount of energy put into it. And I cannot fuck with the people on this planet who say, "I love my job. It's fucking easy." You
Yeah,
know,
that's
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 not a
fine for
specific
them.
person. I'm just saying those kinds of people. My
Yeah,
job's fucking easy.
yeah.
Get out of my life. I cannot stand you.
And I think that's I understand what you're saying. I think that's if that's how that person wants to live their life, they need to live their life like that, but it needs to be like separate from your life. Like for
If if
me,
if I am relying on anyone to do
exactly.
anything that I want to do, you cannot have the mentality of, well, I'll do this because it's fucking easy.
Yeah, and I think that's the point I wanted to make. Like for me, my job, like the CEO of my company and I were talking the other day, and she was like, "Do you want to do like more here?" Because I'm technically my job is executive assistant, and
Yeah.
it's a small office, so we all kind of do a little of everything. But
So your job, executive assistant, is basically stupid dumb little bitch.
yeah, I think that's actually like my email signature is Lindsay McMullen Beckett, stupid dumb little bitch,
Yeah. That they
executive
all
assistant CEO.
abuse and
Yeah,
use you.
but she was like, "Would you ever want to do like more for the company?" And it's tough because
Yeah,
it is
motherfucker.
it. Well, here's the thing: it's a small company. There's not a lot of like vertical growth, as they would say. Like if you keep just paying me more and more every year, I'll keep doing this job. But that's because I outside of this job is is so much more important to me. Like my
Yeah.
job's not easy. It's hard and it's tough, and there are some days where I'm like, this is a really fucking hard job, but I think she understood. She's like, I get it. Like she's like, my life isn't my job, my life is everything else outside of this. So it's like I'm not staying at my job because it's easy, but I'm staying at it because it allows me to then pursue other things that I'm passionate about. Like I
Exactly.
can and so but I get what you're saying. When it comes to you and what you're doing, you have to have people around you who are willing to put in the hard work and aren't just gonna be like, well, I'm not gonna help because I'm tired or like whatever. Like,
Well, and it could be anything, man. It could be a number of different things, but like it has been so difficult to try and find people with drive
mhm,
who are also not drug addicts, who are
for
also
sure.
not alcoholics, who are good people who understand that this shit ain't glamorous.
No,
That
it's
and that's the thing where I don't know. I got to keep pushing for what I want to do. So,
and I think I mean, we've known each other what for 15 years now. Um Fucking crazy. I mean, I think back to like I can't remember how you came to the decision to like open up a printing shop, but one day you were just talking about it and then you
yeah.
just fucking did it. And I remember when it started, like I took the picture that's like on in like a hotel room, like
Yeah.
the hand over the face.
Yeah,
And I was
totally.
like, I don't know what you're doing, but like cool. And I mean, however many years later, like it sucks. And it's a lot of people don't see the hard work behind it, but it is really rewarding when you're your own boss. That's kick
Yeah.
ass.
You just work 8 days a week, but that's fine with me. So I think on Friday, it's going to be a game time decision, but I might roll out to Lexington for Nasty Nate's memorial thing.
Hell yeah, man. You can ride your bike?
No, it's 8 hours away, so
Oh,
that's
yeah.
just kind of a bit of a trip on that particular bike. But if I'm already out that far, would you have any interest the following day meeting me at America's birthday party in Washington, D.C.?
On Saturday. This Saturday?
I guess, yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
I wanna
that's
see this thing so bad.
should we go and
Well,
like
I don't
report
know.
live from America's State Fair?
It looks like it sucks, but
Dude,
it could be fun.
how sad was this 250th 4th of July?
So, I was talking to Lindsay about how it's this whole thing is just such a bummer.
Dude.
They've convinced all these people to be patriotic over absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Over the fact that they tax you and you get nothing out of it, but you are able to criticize the government, which to me is the bare minimum. Oh,
Yeah.
you don't get shot in this country for speaking your mind. Gee, thanks. You
You
know what
get
I
shot
mean?
for everything
That's
else
not
though.
that I know that that's not how it is everywhere, but if think about it on just a basic scale, like that's the bar is pretty fucking low if that's what you're
Dude,
gonna die for. You know what I
the
mean?
bar is in hell.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Colin has said that before, like, especially watching all this 4th of July stuff and, going to sporting events where you have to sing the anthem and then you have to sing God Bless America. And he's like, you fucking people are obsessed with freedom, but y'all don't even know what you're talking. Like, what
There is
freedom are you talking about?
that's the thing. That's why I don't fucking stand for the anthem at games. I
Yeah.
don't fucking in Minnesota, I went to a Timberwolves game once and everyone stood and they put their hand on their
I
heart.
know. I'm like, it's not the Pledge of Allegiance. You don't put your hand on your heart, stupid.
It's so
Um,
weird. But I don't know. I've said on this fucking stupid podcast how much I love this country and the land of it and like the certain opportunities that are afforded, but the part of the love for it is this bullshit hope that someday it'll actually be good for everybody.
yeah.
Um,
It's like it's we as a country, not everybody, but the people who talk about how much they love America and freedom and blah blah blah. Like I would love somebody to pinpoint exactly what freedom you're talking about and like what you're actually like celebrating because I don't think I think
Like,
people
I
are
can just go do whatever yeah, you should be able to do that anywhere
yeah.
on planet Earth.
A lot of I don't want to say every country, but a lot, I would say the majority of the countries, you can just kind of do whatever. And I know there are levels to this, but if the idea is that you can say whatever you want and the government won't shoot you, like, again, the bar is in hell, but also we're getting pretty close to that not even being true.
Right.
Like, I mean, this whole
I don't know.
fucking
It's exhausting, man. I am sick of fucking talking about it. But that being said, I would like to go to that thing just to witness history.
okay, let's talk more about that.
All right.
S- uh I want to bring it back real quick just because I think this is worth mentioning. Talking about getting older and passing away, and like how you were surprised that that guy's funeral, they wanted Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah, you never
Um,
know these people, you know?
yeah, so up in Catskill. So my best friends Ryan and Michael bought a house in Catskill a couple years ago, and they have this very kind of like quirky neighbor named Chief, who is this old guy, big long white beard, like crazy white hair, like they said he always wears sandals and shorts, does not matter the weather.
Huh.
He walks everywhere. And like Catskill is a very small town, so he apparently knows everything about what's happening. Like when we were walking before the 4th of July, it was like the day before, he was like, "Oh, you need to go over to this next town over because they put a lot of money into they put like $10,000 more dollars into their fireworks this year than this other town, so they're going to have a better show." Like he just knows everything. And so Ryan and Michael had two dogs, and their first like love, Charlie, their dog, got cancer and passed away very quickly, and it was the most devastating thing to happen to either of them. And they came back to Catskill the first time without Charlie, and Chief had planted a pear tree in their yard in remembrance of Charlie. And it's apparently something he does. Like, they had another person in town who had a dog that passed away, and he planted a tree in that person's yard in remembrance of their dog. And he just kind of always has his pulse on what's happening and is always thinking about other people. And I was like, when that guy passes away, we're gonna find out he's like secretly a millionaire or something. Like he secretly had some past life that he was able to like retire from, and now he just spends his time going around taking care of other people. But I just thought it was so like,
That guy sounds awesome.
dude, Chief kicks ass.
It's just that's something everyone should look up to. Like that's the kind of dude that makes
100%.
America like actually great.
Exactly. Like think like that's to me like exactly what he's what's right with everything, you know. And it's funny because like Ryan and Michael, like Catskill's a very liberal town, but you know Ryan and Michael are like a gay couple, and he's an older white guy. You never know what that guy's gonna think, and he's just like he's so caring, and it's just like God. We should all just try to be like Chief. I think like just taking care of other people and like knowing what's going on, not so you can be like gossipy or weird, but so you know if somebody needs you or if you can do something for somebody even like without them knowing. Chief kicks ass, man. I love Chief.
Nice. Well, that's great. Before we go, I would like you to dig into the Instagram DMs
Oh,
and
I already know what you're
find the
asking me
Dude
for.
Foods guy. It's Nick, right? Nick
Uh,
Dude Foods. Anyway, you had brought up what was it was in the one of the last episodes where we were talking about
we were talking about
red
red
flags.
flags in relationships, and he wrote in and said that he had dated somebody who, it is Nick, who after he broke up with her, she came back and pretended to have amnesia and tried to date him again.
That's so fucking kick-ass.
And you said,
See, I don't really check the things, but like was
No,
like,
you
"Oh."
don't. And then he responded with an update, and I saw you jumped in there. I never check these messages, but I just saw the notification pop up and jumped on it. You were like in there so quick. I did ask permission to read this. I said I would omit names. He didn't say if I had to or not, but I'll change
Just do it
names.
or change it.
Yeah, I'll just change names. So this is an update from Nick.
Call the
again.
girl Rebecca Tricka.
Okay, this is from
Try
our
and say
boy
that.
Rebecca Tricka. That's harder than you think it is.
That's very stupid too.
This is an update on the ex who pretended to have amnesia so she could date Nick again. Nick says, just listened to the new podcast episode where you guys asked for a follow-up on the girl I dated who pretended to have amnesia. So here it is. It was 20 or so years ago when I was in college and I was dating this girl, Rebecca Tricka. There wasn't anything super dramatic that led to the original breakup, but I broke up with her and didn't hear from her for a couple weeks. And then one day, my doorbell rang, and it was her and one of her friends who I had never met before. I was super confused why she was at my house, because we had broken up. And she was just staring at me like she didn't know me and said something like, "Hi, who are you?" And her friend her friend explained...
Okay, stop. That's so stupid.
Because why are you at his house and then asking who he is?
Yeah. Okay. So continue.
Okay. And her friend explained that Rebecca Tricka had amnesia, didn't remember me at all, but that she was looking through her cell phone bill. She saw my phone number in there a ton, so she figured I must have been super important to her.
Nice.
You know, normal, like looking through your cell phone bill like you normally do.
Okay, stop. Now, how does one... Because, okay, here's this phone number. How'd you find it?
Right. You're such a liar, Rebecca Tricka.
Rebecca Tricka sucks.
Dude, nobody believes Rebecca Tricka. I have no idea if the friend believed she had amnesia too, or if she was just in on it as well. But like, she showed up at my house with a friend who had never been there, so obviously she still remembered where I lived, which means she didn't really have amnesia.
Yeah.
You called it. She just kept saying, "Come on, let's go get some lunch and catch up." And I just kept saying, "No, thanks." God, this is so fucking wild. "No, thanks, I'm good." And eventually they left. Just an all-around super weird experience and a little creepy, if I'm being totally honest. A little creepy.
In my 20s, this was like my type.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Like, I would have gone head over heels for the amnesia girl because she's so nuts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's fucking crazy. She gets crazier.
Okay.
Shortly after that, she ended up dating / hooking up with a guy from a fairly popular ska band and kept trying to use that as an excuse to get back together with me, saying stuff like, "Okay, well then I'm going to fly to Austin so I can hook up with Jamiroquai from the
Black Crows.
The Black Crows."
That was weird. We really took that in a different place.
Yeah. "But if you want to get back together, I won't do it." I have no idea if that was even true either, but we never got back together again, and I never saw her again. And then you replied, "This is solid gold crazy. I can't accept this as the end. There must be more to this the legend of Rebecca Tricka." He said, "I'm pretty sure she also lied about having cancer because she said she had cancer before we met, but I always just believed it. But after that, I was like, damn, I wonder if she lied about having the cancer thing too."
Oh my God.
But also, you never want to accuse someone of lying about having cancer. Last I heard, she got married and still lived in Kenosha, Wisconsin, which is like 30 miles south of where I live in Milwaukee, but that was a while ago too, so I have zero idea what she's up to these days. So Rebecca Tricka, if you happen to be listening to this podcast, please let us know what you were up to, because you are a fucking legend, girl.
This is like someone Nice John would have brought home at some point. You know,
there's a good chance Nice John, living in the area, dated Rebecca Tricka.
Yeah, no, like he was shrouded with these funny tales like this.
Absolutely.
Wow, that is absolute madness. The amnesia thing. I feel like that. I want to try that at some point.
You should try it with me.
Well, I'll like hit myself with a hammer and try and actually give myself amnesia.
And then I won't know if it's true or not, because you have a head injury. I love it.
Speaking of head injuries, I watched Curry Barker's short films
Oh, how was it? How were
you
they?
you gotta fire them on tonight. Watch them with
Okay.
Colin. There's one called The Chair.
Okay.
24 minutes. Absolutely horrifying and bizarre.
Ooh, okay.
And then there's one called Warning, I believe. Also, same thing. This guy's really good.
I'm
Um,
in.
but I also realized I was like, fuck, man, I think I like short form horror.
Yeah, I
And
kind of want to get into that, I think.
it's a whole world of shit on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Plus, you're just not that committed. I mean, I like Stephen King short stories, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's the book version of a Stephen King book is horror shorts or short
Mm-hmm.
stories. Same thing. I don't know. Don't know why I had to explain that. I'm stupid, but
Like
you know what
none
I'm
of us
saying
know what
is
a
like
short film is.
it's not much of a commitment. You know, I like
Yeah.
I think I have the attention span, and because horror is so much fun, you can just bang through a bunch of them real
Yeah.
quick. And I don't know. You don't
All
need a
right.
lot of time to get a cool premise in a horror movie because it's all
Yeah.
about like bizarre or being scary. That
Okay.
can happen in a much shorter thing than a drama, you know?
For sure.
Like a dramatic short doesn't make as much sense, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I get what you're saying.
So this particular genre might it plays well to that. So yeah, just look up some curry bar. He's one called milk and cereal or cereal and milk or
Oh,
something.
I've had that on my list for a while.
Yeah, I haven't
I've not
watched
watched
that yet,
it.
but that's another one. So
And you said these are all on YouTube?
everything's on YouTube. That's the other cool thing is I didn't know you could watch YouTube on Roku
Oh
because
yeah.
I'm an old man. I'm an
I know.
actual living
Can
old
I
man.
can I say that I literally probably had used YouTube maybe 5 times up until like these last 6 months, and then I started getting into it when I was sitting and working. I would like put on things on YouTube. YouTube's got a whole there are a lot of videos on YouTube. Did you fucking know that? It's
Have
crazy.
you ever heard of YouTube?
Did you know that you can just go on YouTube and watch videos? And
Yeah,
there's so
no.
many. You never run
There's
out.
I watched Bring It On YouTube.
Dude,
The entire thing.
literally anything you can want is
Have
on
you
YouTube.
listeners ever gone on YouTube? It's
You guys,
crazy.
can I recommend www.youtube.com to you?
Yeah. Get an
Not a
account,
sponsor.
like and subscribe.
Speaking of, I'm actually I'm renovating the Anxious and Angry YouTube
Nice.
website. I don't think that's what you call
I
it.
think it's a channel.
The YouTube channel. I honestly
Yeah.
did not know that.
See?
So the idea is I'm going to start loading all the past episodes, the audio ones, onto the YouTube with like captions. Some people apparently like to watch or listen to podcasts on YouTube. And then I know you and I eventually have talked about doing video of some sort. So I want to have our channel primed for video, but I don't know, maybe we'll start throwing some other stuff up there too.
Maybe I'll start making horror shorts.
You should do that. You can put them on YouTube. You can watch anything
I
on
can
YouTube.
have a
It's
channel
fucking
on
crazy.
YouTube.
They just let you do anything out there. It's wild.
All right, we're being annoying. That's gonna do it for this week. I don't really. It's really nice out, so I don't want to do another episode today.
I gotta eat dinner, man. I'm
Yeah.
starving.
All right, then we're at a good place here. Let's see here. Sincere Engineer, out on the road right now, about to meet up with our boy Smug LLC.
Oh, fun.
I want to say, fucking props to Deanna and Sincere Engineer for taking out bands that are friends of hers.
Yeah, that's awesome.
She didn't have to do that. She's brought like Canadian Rifle out. She takes out like the Smug thing is crazy to me. It's like this is her biggest like record, her big headlining tour, and she's bringing out bands that she personally likes.
I
And
love that.
I think that's fucking kick ass. She's not letting managers or agents like get in her head about that, and that's just very badass. And the fact that she took out a band that's only got a record on Anxious and Angry is like beyond kick ass.
Yeah.
So
Hell yeah.
anyway, we got some copies of that new record. It's funny, we listened to it over the weekend and we were like, what is this? Is this Blink 182?
Oh my God.
It sounds so polished and produced, but the fucking songs are really good.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and it's funny because I told her, I was like, I think I'm just gonna like take all of your songs as they are, change the lyrics, sing them in my voice, and start a new oi band.
I love that for you.
You get all you wrote the song, so you get all the, the money. See if anybody notices. And she goes, lol, can I play bass? Can I wear plaid pants?
Hell yeah. She kicks ass.
Yeah, she's great. So anyway, go check out that tour. It's hitting the West Coast soon. And show some love to Smug if you're out there. He's actually really nice. We fight like brothers, but
But you love like brothers too.
we actually don't fight at all. I don't know. Yeah, he's the closest thing to like a actual family member that I've come across while bringing bands on tour. But anyway, he's doing pretty good. We've recouped the cost of his record.
Fuck yeah, that's all you can ask for.
Most of the shit we put out, we never do because they'll either break up or.
Yeah.
But hey, that one, Mermaid Island's kicking ass. They're doing great. I'm proud. I'm happy with things are going good for all the bands over here. So
Hell yeah, man. That's all you want. I love
very
that.
cool. So yeah, anyway, we're gonna be doing buy the new Sincere Engineer record. Hopeless sent us a bunch and 20% off a bunch of her other shit. In case you didn't know, she does sales on her own for merch stuff. And then when she moves on, she just gives us all the leftover bullshit.
Nice.
So we have tons of stuff from her that take a peek through. You can get it at a discount.
Anxiouslyangry.com.
Yeah, that's the one. Anything else?
One real quick thing other than rate, subscribe, review, tell a friend, etc. I just want to give a quick shout out. Because my girl Taylor Swift got married this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm real happy for her.
But Lena Dunham was there, so it's not gonna last.
But dude, Carly Kloss was there and Blake Lively wasn't. What's happening?
Who?
Carly Kloss.
Who the fuck is that?
Give me 30 seconds and
for Christ's sake, everyone, here's your Taylor minute.
Here's your Taylor Swift minute. So Carly Kloss used to be Taylor Swift's bestie, to the point where there were rumors that they were dating back in the day. They call them gaylors, people who believe Taylor Swift is gay. They thought Carly and Taylor were dating.
15 seconds.
They had a falling out because they believed that Carly maybe got in with Scooter Braun. They have not been friends for years, have not been in the same atmosphere as each other. Blake Lively, Taylor's bestie currently, she wrote songs about Blake Lively's children. Like they're her god kids. They're so close. However, during the lawsuit that she had with Justin Baldoni over that movie, she brought up Taylor's name. So there appears to have been a falling out there. Carly Kloss was at the wedding and Blake Lively was not. Fucking crazy.
Poor old Blake Lively. Just trying to get money from Justin Baldoni.
And that's your Taylor Swift minute. I can't wait to see the dress. I hope I see it soon.
I feel like at some point I'm just going to have to make some like music and give you a Taylor Swift minute to tuck at the end of all of these fucking things so that like I don't have to listen to it, but you get it out of your system. All right, perfect. All right, everyone. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye.